Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Lake District. I'm currently parked outside of the church in Martindale. Today's escapades are going to take us up to Place Fell, from there down onto Angleton Pikes and then Beda Fell on the way back to the car. It's a nice, going to be a nice hot day, so plenty of factor 50 on before I start. So let's get the gear together and get out up to them there hills again. See you in a bit. So, some years ago, I used to live in the village of Glenridding on the other shore of Ullswater. So, a daily part of my life was looking at Place Fell, just across the lake there. But in all that time, never once did I climb up it. So today, I'm going to put that right. There's some cloud in the sky, very little wind, temperature starting to climb. So yeah, I think it's going to be a hot one. So expect a bit of sweat. Happy days. And finally I reach a point where I leave the road and head up onto the fell side. Up behind me there is Hallen Fell, a Wainwright that I've accomplished a few years back now. And it was from Hallen Fell that I took a photograph looking up Bodale. Place Fell on the right, Beda Fell on the left. And that photograph now has pride of place above our fireplace at home. So it's nice to actually get out and walk up the fells, which I can look at every day from the comfort of my settee. So I would have thought that this far away from anything you'd stumble across an old quarry. Bit of an old building here. And a sheep. Hello, sheep. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful place to work, don't get me wrong, but it's quite a commute. And that's it, just that small quarry, this building. Fascinating. The hand of man at work. Well, it's a rather nice sheepfold. Low moss sheepfold, restored by Dalemain Estates. It'd be quite a handy shelter in inclement weather, which it's not. And as I move up towards the summit of Placeville, the view's opened up to the east there. You can see the High Street range running all the way along the horizon there. And then off in the other direction, see Blencathra, Sutter Fell, Carrick Fell, Bowscale Fell. Quite a view. So now, more climbing. Yay! So as I crested the top there, the views opened up magnificently. Right ahead, over on the far side of Ullswater, got Birkhouse Moor, behind that Helvellyn, Striding Edge on the left, Swivel Edge on the right, Catsticam, Dollywagon Pike, Nethermost Pike. Wow, what a view. Definitely worth the walk. So now it's the final ascent up to the summit of Placeville. Wainwright 1 of the day, nearly in the bag. Right, so there we are. Place fell 2,154 feet above sea level. Unfortunately, when I got here, the wind is howling across the top. So I've come down just behind some rocks so I can get out the wind for a few minutes to do this. Don't know if the drone's going to be going up. I think it might just fly away if I do that, but I might give it a try. So from here we can see down into the village of Glenridding, where I used to live many years ago. And then coming round we've got Grisdale. Up above that we can see Helvellyn, Striding Edge, Swivel Edge, Catsteacam, Dollywagon Pike, Nethermost Pike, St Sunday Crag. Come across here we see Brothers Water, Kirkson Pass, and then round to the High Street Range, and all the way down. You can see the top end of Ullswater there, and the Pennines in the distance. So yeah, not a bad view at all. So, leaving Placefell now, we'll drop down into Bowdale Hause, and then from then up to Angleton Pikes, where we should get a nice view down onto Angleton itself. Now, annoyingly, I've been to Angleton, but I didn't do those extra few feet of climbing that would have took me onto the pikes, so I've got to go back. But you know, gets me out the house. So, down in Bodale Hause, and I've got a bit of a decision to make. Checked my water, I'm down to about a third. So, I think maybe 3 Wainwrights today was maybe a bit enthusiastic. So, I think given the situation, what I'll do is I'll head for Beda now, which will cut the corner off instead of going to Angle Tarn Pikes. It's still a bit of a climb, but it should be doable and get me back down to the car, hopefully either before or not long after my water runs out. So yeah, you know, only my second walk of the year, so maybe going for 9.5 miles was just a bit too optimistic. However, I'll take 2. So I think now I'm going to veer off to the left, head up onto the ridgeline there, and then track back down to Beda and then down into Martindale. Right, well that is Banadale. That on the far side is the Nab. Yeah, some spectacular crags up there. Very impressive. But we're going this way.
as wide as far as we can see. If you could see.
So there we have fell number 2 for the day. Beda fell 1,664 feet above sea level. I think I made the right decision not to go into Angletown Crags, given the heat and the water situation. It's a shame, but you know, I'll do it again sometime. I've got to do Brock Crags, so I can fit those two in together quite nicely. So I think that's probably what I'll do. So all that's left to do now is to head on down that hill. I can actually see where the car is parked, tantalisingly. So I just need to get myself down there and get myself off home. So let's get down as quick as we can. So, from 1,600 feet at the top of Beda Fell there, I'm down in the bottom of the valley now, and I'm guessing it's about a mile. That was pretty steep. I think the entirety of my feet are now stuck at the front of my boots. So now, it's just a case of following this road till I get to the car. Hurrah! Well, my water officially ran out a few hundred yards back there, and now I'm a tad thirsty. But the good news is I'm nearly at the car, and there's a lovely bottle of fresh cold water waiting for me there when I get there. So that's worked out quite well. Decision not to go to Angletown Pikes, the right one. But yeah, I'm fairly cream crackered now, I have to say. I think I should have maybe done a couple of smaller ones before going for a big and light place fell, but you know, sometimes you've just got to push yourself out your comfort zone. I'll tell you what though, that first pint of lovely, crisp, fresh cider that I put down my throat tonight is gonna be so good. There's always one last climb before the car, isn't there? But I won't be thwarted. I'm nearly there. Bliss. So here I am, safely back at the car, sweating, out of breath, thirsty. Yeah, just ready to go to the pub really. So that's 2 more done today. Place fell, Beda fell. Angleton pikes will have to wait for another day. But I'll take 2. And hopefully you didn't get too thirsty following along with me. And maybe you'll pop along with me next time I'm out. But until then, take care. Ta-ta. So, hurrum, hurrum, little hobbits. I think I've probably made the right decision not to go on to Angleton. Beyond that, we can see into Crystal. Nah, this isn't going the right way. That's one I forgot over there, Banadale Crags. Of course, when I was on there, I couldn't actually see it. I can see it now. I think I've probably made the right decision not to go on to Angle. Angleton, yes. Bollocks.